Fred inspired me beyond words. And when it was time to do that drop-out conference I mentioned, I asked Fred if he would consider being the opening speaker. And you all know humble Fred. And he said, we have to talk a lot about it, but we will. And he would invite me into his office to sit across from him on a shabby couch while he leaned back in his lazy boy chair with his sweater on. And he would ask questions and he would tape our conversations. And he designed the opening of that conference based on those conversations. And it was just absolutely amazing. But when it was over, I called Bill and I said, Bill, we have to thank Mr. Rogers. And I said, we want to do a friendship quilt for him. So all of the school districts in the consortium created a block and we had it put together. And our office at the time was on Shaw Avenue in McKeesport. There was a large window out front and we hung the quilt there. The police closed off the street and Mr. Rogers and Bill Eisler arrived, knowing they were coming to be thanked. And when Mr. Rogers saw the quilt, he pretty much gasped and said, oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. And we told him how much we appreciated all he does for children. We had about 50 3- and 4-year-olds there to greet him. And he was so happy. And above us was an apartment. And the man leaned out the window and said, Mr. Rogers, will you sing for us? And Fred looked up and he said, only if you'll join me. And so we all stood there in the street and sang the neighborhood song. It was so touching. And then it was time to take the quilt down. And I said, Mr. Rogers, we'll deliver this to your office. And he said, no, I'm taking it home now. So we folded it. We walked back to his car. Bill opened the back of the car and I said, I'll gently lay your quilt here, Mr. No, I want to hold it in my lap. And Fred took that quilt back to his office and hung it on the wall. As you entered the office, the outer office, there was our quilt. And it stayed there for 20 years. He said, it reminds me why I come to work every day. So he gave us such a gift by being such a friend and such a staunch advocate for every child. And I hope that he's proud of the work that we have done.